Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Kodash.
So essentially, we're going to get into Isaiah, the second chapter. We'll start with the first verse.
This is Isaiah 62:1. For Zion's sake will I not hold my peace, and for Jerusalem's sake I will not rest until the righteousness thereof go forth as brightness, and the salvation thereof as the lamp that burneth.
Because essentially, what we see the Lord bring is that judgment. You know, the Lord is bringing, He's judging the nations. All right, and after that, it's going to be the salvation of the elect. All right, so that's why I said, you run it back to the
Isaiah 62:1. For Zion's sake will I not hold my peace, and for Jerusalem's sake I will not rest until the righteousness thereof go forth as brightness, and the salvation thereof as a lamp that burneth.
But ultimately, that's going into the salvation of the elect.
5 minutes to go through. 3. Then you get to 6 and it's like, bam.
This is the book of Psalm 119 and 126. It says, it is time for thee, Lord Yahweh Shah, to work, for they have made war thy law.
To nullify, all right, essentially, the law isn't being upheld in America, Babylon, during all the earth. Right? See, 2/3 is not upholding the law, and neither is Esau either. Right? So he's the one that's in motion right now. Pursuant to Job 9:24.
The earth is healed. We're in the time of righteousness. Can I get one precept? Isaiah 26:9. We're talking about rebellion cannot continue on in the society. Right? Isaiah 26. 26.
This is Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 9. It says, with my soul have I desired thee in the night. Yea, with my spirit within me will I seek thee early. When thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness.
That's the thing. That's what the earth needs right there. It says, when thy judgments are in the earth, the world will learn righteousness. This is why, as I said, the state that the planet Earth is going in, it needs to be healed, man. And this is why, the earth is yearning for what order? Yahweh Shah to come back, the house of David, the tabernacle of David to be put back in the rightful position. You know what I'm saying? So right now, as the brother was bringing out, it's definitely time for Yahweh Shah to work, man.
Right.
We're out here in the midst of this folly, all right? Everybody getting ready for Thanksgiving, right? That's the spirit on everybody right now. Not knowing, look, World War III's popping off, the internet, all types of shit is going on, right?
That's right.
See what I'm saying? So the Lord's about to really work right now, man. You got it.
I appreciate add to that.
Yeah.
This is Habakkuk chapter 1 verse 4.
Yep.
Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doeth never go forth. For the wicked doeth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth.
And that's the correction of the earth. Hey, read it one more time.
Habakkuk chapter 1 verse 4. Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doeth never go forth.
Yeah. The law, such commandments, man. Because if the world was under the real system, if you will, the law, such commandments, you wouldn't see none of the things you see today.
Life would be flourishing under the earth. Like Brother Yashwama did a lesson sometimes we talking about how life is pretty much, I forgot how he worded it. In so many words, he said that life is not flourishing under Esau, man. You can't. Because this nigga is going contrary to everything the Lord said to do.
Yep.
And when you go outside the Lord's ways, it brings forth death, man.
Yep.
Go back to
Isaiah 62:1. For Zion's sake will I not hold my peace, and for Jerusalem's sake I will not rest until the righteousness thereof go forth as brightness, and the salvation thereof as a lamp that burneth.
Yeah, this word is going out. The word is going out. As the Lord told us in Isaiah 55 that his word was going to accomplish that he pleased. It's doing it. The word of Yahweh Shema Shah is doing the work.
I can add to that. That's why it tells you, I think that's Acts. I said, we're turning the world upside down, man.
Yeah.
Because of this word, man.
Acts 17.
Yeah, everybody's tripping out because of what the Israelites are saying, man. The people are having to go and make sure, are we telling the truth? We're waking our people up. All right, we're pretty much letting these heathen know that they're about to go down. Everybody's in disarray because the truth is coming out, man. First,
real quick. Acts 17 and verse start at verse 5. Acts 17 and 5, it says, but the Jews which believed not, moved with envy, took certain of them lewd fellows in the basest sort, so grimy, slime ball niggas basically, right? It says, and gathered a company and set all the city on an uproar and assaulted the house of Jason and sought to bring them out to the people, right?
You go into Jason. Jason was damn cool, man. All right, this nigga would help, help Jake, become even more Hellenized, man. Like for example, you see the custom that Jake has with wearing hats. It started with Jason, man. And so, just giving that example of these are the type of grimy niggas that the heathen took, mainly Esau took, to help corrupt our people, man.
The scriptures say back in that time, and even these times right now, that wicked men went out of Israel, you made the covenants with the heathen,
Exactly.
to be comfortable with you, because that's the ones that's seeking leadership.
Yeah, and get money, like we see now. $150 man, $50 million man, so like, this nigga eat.
Acts 17 and 6, the Lord said he was going to punish all of them that were set on the elites.
Okay?
Acts 17 and 6, it says, when they found them not, they drew Jason and certain brethren unto the rulers of the city, crying, these that have turned the world upside down are come hither also. So they in the city too, causing uproars, tumults and whatnot, because of the word, man.
These prophets, man, they fucking our money up, man.
Come on, man.
Yup.
Churches, the great exodus out the church.
Yep.
People leaving these religions alone. All right, the lies of Esau, strongholds cast down, so on and so forth. Finishing it out. Verse 7, it says, whom Jason have received, and these all do contrary to the decrees of Caesar, saying there is another king, one Yahushua.
Yeah, that's what we're telling the people now. Esau is not no damn God. You shouldn't be fearing this nigga. All right, because Yahushua is coming back to establish rulership on the earth. Right? Under his rulership, life is probably going to be put back in the way they were supposed to be in, man.
Verse 8, it says, they troubled the people and the rulers of the city when they heard these things.
Yeah, it's messing people's minds up. But that now is popping the bubble that the people have put themselves in, man.
And forcing some reality.
Exactly.
Yeah. People grew accustomed to the rudiments of the world.
Yeah.
So when you hear that, the Lord ain't don't love everybody, you know what I'm saying? He's only coming to save a remnant, different things of that nature. That's offensive.
Yeah.
How he's gonna destroy all that,
And you see how people bugging out, like you got Constantine, we got to deal with down here, man. That nigga Sam, like
There was a
he's an
disagreement.
example of what we read about, man. Because see, he's for the construct of this world.
We're currently
And so Esau will use niggas like that, to come against us and stop this work from going out, but it's not working. All right, so going back, Isaiah 62 and 2. And the Gentiles shall seek thy righteousness, and all kings thy glory. And thou shalt be called by a new name.
Ultimately, that's going into the kingdom, you see, because all the nations are going to follow after our ways in the kingdom.
It says, and thou shalt be called by a new name, which the mouth of the Lord shall name.
Which it says that a new name, which is Sham Kadash, all right? If you go to the word Kadash, it means to be restored or to be repaired. Because for so long, we, pursuant to the curses, we've been called Black, Latino, Native American, so-called, So essentially, we can get that preeminence, that superiority that we once had. We're going to be called Yasha'Allah, all right? He brings power.
He's going to restore our bodies, and he's going to restore order. Amongst the elect, the government is being set up.
So the book of 1 John chapter 3 and verse 1. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of power. Therefore,
Ultimately, going back into that name, through the sacrifice of Mashiach, we're being brought back to the Lord, to get blessings. Right?
He
And
was stuck in that lady
we're
fall.
going to be called Yasha'Allah again, the sons of God.
therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Beloved, now are we the sons of the Most High, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is.
Right, so we're ultimately going to be restored. When you go to Isaiah, like the first chapter, it talks about how they got comfortable in that lower state, licking the wounds, et cetera, et cetera. We're paraphrasing, you see. So we're ultimately going to be put back to the top, be prepared as a nation. We get that Ezekiel 17 and 21 and 22.
And that's the glory that's coming. That's the glory that's soon to follow.
And that's that hope that we got to look forward to, man. You know, like the video that Apostle Bar did, that bug out dude pretty much talking about like there's no hope. You know, he has no hope in life. You know, all is lost and whatnot. That's the hope that we cling to, man. You know, because at the end of the day, we know that it's great glory that's coming to those that endure to the end, man. You know.
So Ezekiel chapter 17, verse 21. And all his fugitives with all his bands shall fall by the sword, and then that remain shall be scattered toward all winds. Ezekiel 17 and 22. Thus saith the Lord power, I will also take of the highest branch of the high cedar, and will set it, I will crop off from the top of his young twigs a tender one, and will plant it upon the high mountain and eminent.
Then it said to plant, you know, to pretty much be immovable. You know, because if you're rooted and you're firm, you know, that's pretty much your position. You know, that's why the scriptures say the Lord will restore the cedars of Lebanon, you know, giving us back our natural place.
You know, got a quick precept, get in Isaiah 2 about that great mountain. You know, the Lord's going to send back water. He's going to establish the government.
This is Isaiah chapter 2 and Isaiah 2 and 1. The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountain.
Right, the Lord said, he said that he was going to, just read that part in Ezekiel 17, 22, it says they were planted upon a high mountain in eminent, right? So that's the government being set up, you know, the border being put back. Just like you read it again.
And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established on the top of the mountain.
Mountains represent what? Major governments. So the mountain of the Lord's house is going to be established on the top of the mountains, ruling over the nations, right? Go ahead.
It shall be exalted above the hills,
Yep.
and all nations shall flow into it.
All nations will flow to it. Because they're going to have to learn of the ways. Law, statutes, commandments. That's the image that's going to be set back on the earth.
Right.
The righteous ways of Yahweh Shema Shai. You know? The tree of life, basically, right?
And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob,
Yep.
and he will teach us of his ways.
Right, this clearly ain't happening right now. they dodging bombs, right? They come in with a narrative, you know?
And I was in the gym earlier today, and what's that actress name? Like, Susan Sarandon, I think it's her name? Sarandon. They had her last name was, I think it's her, so I'm thinking that's her. Pretty much she was saying, she was like, the small hats are now starting to feel like how it feels to be Muslim. You know, all the years, how they were pretty much persecuting Israel. You know, so it said small hats starting to feel like that now. Anti-Semitism is rising. You know?
They said 388%.
And
Where he get that number?
spotlight.
That shit crazy. Go ahead.
It says that he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths.
Yep.
For out of Zion shall go forth the law.
Yeah, see? Out of Zion shall go forth the laws. We read earlier in Isaiah 26 and 9. When that laws and judgments are in the earth.
Hey,
then the
where's
world
third
will know
tree at?
righteousness.
Third
See
tree.
what I'm saying?
Third tree.
Go ahead.
And the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
Right, the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So that's that'll be the headquarters. That's where it's going out at. Right? The government seat. Right?
And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat their swords to the plowshares, and their spears to the pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Right, so basically when the true Israelites are in power, nations will learn for it. So somebody lying in the store that's going on. Who are those guys? Right?
Where's peace at? It said when the nation of Israel is in the land, there will be peace in the earth. All I see is in the news, they getting bombed.
I don't have any preference.
People getting persecuted. The scripture just said, nations are going to be flowing onto us. That's not meaning that, hey, the church people are going to be getting, getting flagged like how you see these damn small hats getting. There was a news report that said that it was a small hat that got murdered at Palestinian protest. Right? Like you said, somebody lied.
We're talking about the established government, right? We understand that according to
prophecy that Yahweh Shai would have to come to establish said government. Right? If I can grab that right quick. Isaiah 9:6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given. Speaking of Yahweh Shai. And the government shall be upon his shoulder. Okay? So the government can't be established without Yahweh Shai's return. And as we know, pursuing the prophecy, there will be a series of events that would take place before he would return. And we're living in those times.
Right.
So that established government that's going to enforce the law, statutes, and commandments upon the earth and bring about peace is going to come through Yahweh Shai's return, first and foremost. I'll finish out this verse. And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor.
So those people over there can't be the people of the book.
Exactly. They don't fit the book. We're all subjected to the will of prophecy.
Yeah, exactly.
You said that thing
believe
in the
it,
group chat earlier.
right? Elder Yashimon said that today. You think the Bible is fake, that you're not a slave, but at the end of the day, you're still a slave. Regardless if you believe it or not.
And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Okay? So as the brother priest, I'm the one that just said, you turn on that news channel, you don't see anything but wars, evil, and pestilence, which was spoken of to come before Yahweh Shai's return. Yahweh Shai is going to bring about that peace when he puts those many crowns upon his head pursuant to the book of Revelation. Okay? He's going to be the one that enforces the law, statutes, and commandments and establishes order on the planet Earth.
And to add to what you were saying, the proof that Apostle Tahar posted earlier, he said, breaking news. Algeria declared war on Israel. That's the same country that I can remember off the top of my head that declared war. You have Hezbollah declared war on Israel, now you have Algeria.
Hey, precept in Obadiah, thou art greatly despised. That's coming to pass.
Back in Isaiah 52:3, it says, thou shalt also be a crown of glory in the hand of the Lord, and a royal diadem in the hand of thy power.
But essentially, that can be tied to the precepts brought out in 16, 22 to 23.
Thou shalt no more be termed forsaken, neither shall thy land any more be termed desolate.
I believe a couple of precepts that go into that. The other nations feel as if Israel is not sought after. I think the scripture that says Zion, no man seek that. So it essentially goes to the whole nation.
The Lord cast his off for a little bit. Like you read in Hosea 1:9, the Lord said, you shall call us Lord, I sit on my ear. You are not my people. So right now, that identity of who the chosen people are is up in the air. We know who the spirit is, the conscience, that's us. The Lord will be saving us back. It says, but thou shalt be called a Hezbollah, and thy land Beulah, for the Lord delighteth in thee, and thy land shall be married.
Essentially, that means that we're married to that land. We're not going to walk through it. Jeremiah chapter 30, 17. What is that?
So Jeremiah 30 and verse 17. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds.
Right, because the scripture said that the Lord would heal the backsliders of other nations. He's going to forgive the nation, the elect, their sins first and foremost, and then 2/3 of the people. So ultimately, we're going to be restored. We're going to be prepared as a nation. We're going to have abundance. We're going to prosper. We're going to have true peace, because on this side, we don't have any peace.
We play the hard as a people, man. And the Lord cast us off, man. Nuggets, you put that one.
I continue on, it says, because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after.
That was Jeremiah 30 and 17. Okay, fine, yeah, that was the point. Because that's how the other nations feel, you even have two-thirds that say, hey, they feel like as if they're not because of the predicament that they're in.
That's exactly what the Lord wants to say, man. That's how they feel. Now, y'all saying thou lovest us, but how you love us when you got us in a position, so to say. You know? Right.
Take it all tied up in this.
Yeah, how would you got a reference when you walk into society? They can't be away his wife, and she go from him and become another man, shall he return to her again? Shall not that land be ready polluted? And thou hast played the harlot to his husband, that return again to me, says the Lord. That's the sentence that we just told, man. And we were married to the house I think our stuff. If you go and Exodus when Moses came down, and you walk that commandment of the Sabbath, that photo man, that made us to go. That comes in the same man. And because we kept going on, and look at the other nations see the dead guy, man. We became a harlot in the Most High's eyes, and put us away. But we're at the time now we're going to call us back there. You know? And we don't know the woman.
So Jeremiah 16 and verse 10 in the NLT reads, when you tell the people all these things, they will ask, why has the Lord decreed such terrible things against us? What have we done to deserve such treatment? What is our sin against the Lord our power? Then you will give them the Lord's reply. It is because your ancestors were unfaithful to me. They worshipped other gods and served them. They abandoned me and did not obey my word.
And he didn't know this, man. When you read Judas chapter 5, verse 17 on down to about 21, all right, the heathen know that in order for us to be in this position that we're in now, all right, being downtrodden, hey, they had to get us when we were in sin. Because they knew when we were one with the house, I should be outside keeping the laws and everything, you know, we was untouchable. So they had to get us when we was vulnerable because we sinned, and then ever since kept us in this low state. And that's why they need to sit up here and say, yeah, you are a people forsaken. If you look at Jacob, Jacob is in all manners of idolatry. All right, Jacob is homosexual. All right, you see Jacob is about to go all out tomorrow for this Thanksgiving holiday. And then right after this day go by, they'll get ready for Christmas, New Year's Eve, Valentine's Day, on down the line, man. Stop. Jacob, stay with them legs open, man.
Verse 11, Jeremiah 16:11 in the NLT. Then you will give them the Lord's reply. It is because your ancestors were unfaithful to me. They worshipped other gods and served them. They abandoned me and did not obey my word. And you are even worse than your ancestors.
Yeah, this is the word Jacob ever been all throughout history. When you read Genesis chapter 10, all right, where it said the Lord repented that he made man right before he flooded this bitch, all right, we're worse than back then, you know, because they are people, and they exude wickedness, man. You know, they relish in it, man, because wickedness is rewarded here, man. And Jake wants the validation from the heathen, specifically Esau, man.
Scripture say that the surpassing Jesus.
Exactly.
Isaiah 62.
Yeah, I basically here.
Who's up? We have verse 1. We have verse 4. All right, if you get that.
Isaiah 62 and 4. Thou shalt no more be termed forsaken, neither shall thy land any more be termed desolate.
That's the point. The land is going to be desolated. Because right now, it's being inhabited by heathen.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 52 and verse 1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
This is the same thing. It says, neither shall thy land any more be termed desolate. You see, because ultimately we're not going to go off and we're going to be abiding in that land.
Verse 2. Shake thyself from the dust. Arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion.
What ultimately takes us away from that captive state is repentance, coming back to the scripture.
I did a video a couple weeks ago going into how repentance is our greatest power. Because us repenting, it takes the power that the heathen, specifically Esau, has put over us, man. All right, and that's the main reason why they're upset. This is why they send out all these agents and everything to pretty much mess with us and stop the building, because they want us to go back into sin, and that way they can have power back over us.
First Kings 21 it says, Solomon reigned over all the kingdoms, from the river unto the land of the Philistines.
It's not earthquake, it's talking about the Euphrates. That cuts off the border of Egypt. So when look at it, they call it so-called fertile oppression. That's the best land that you have.
And that ran the money for resources. That's ultimately why you see those small hats over there trying to, clear out gossip, because they want their whole area to themselves.
The reason why that's important because in our last week, long-term justice because we can get this back. Second Ezra chapter 8, verse 52. Let's put that.
Second Ezra chapter 8 and verse 52. For unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plenteous is made ready.
Plenteousness is made ready. See, we're going to have an abundance of resources in that particular region.
Yeah, they said they've only been to Charlotte on this part.
But that area is the best part of the earth.
The tree of life. And that's what's going to pretty much bring everything back to man. Because we're going to have the wisdom, embedded in us to be able to govern the earth.
Yes. From dinner.
But we went that way because of life and safety.
Like you said, brought up earlier. The earth is going to benefit from the judgment of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua being in the earth. No more of these damn these heathens pretty much taking out their animals.
And they basically told us, I've done,
all right, no more deforestation, no more fracking, taking the oil out the earth. All these different things are going to be done away with. Right.
Chemtrails in the air, people breathing this shit in.
Yeah, cigarette smoke.
Aluminum, the toxins in the tap water. You know?
because you guys are like, okay, excuse me. So I was curious then, just really quick, where do you guys fall on the current dynamic?
We have no side in that. We're for the Bible.
I respect it. I was curious about that, considering you guys are
We're the true Israelites.
so OG is leading to the original.
Yeah.
I played that.
Strictly the Bible.
Alright, cool. That's all I wanted. Sure, you guys. Have a good night.
Second Ezra chapter 8 and verse 52. For unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plenteousness is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed, yea, perfect goodness and
Can
wisdom.
I say something? And that's the time we're in right now.
Well, shitty white
Plenteousness is made ready, the kingdom is prepared, you see what I'm saying? Because, hey, first and foremost, the kingdom of heaven starts with the Lord's men. Luke 17. Right? And it goes what? To what? By having the knowledge. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Right? Anyway, go ahead.
It said in Revelation 21 that the Lord's tabernacle is with men.
That's it, man.
But not just any men, all right, the Lord elect men.
Read that again. I'm sorry.
The second Ezra chapter 8 and verse 52. For unto you is paradise opened, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plenteousness is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed, yea, perfect goodness and wisdom.
Man, I'm talking about perfection.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Right?
bro.
The earth being as the Garden of Eden. Right? Order on the earth. Righteousness. No more sin. Second Ezra, what, 6 and 28? We got to get it. You know, faith would be, basically faith would abound, flourishing.
Even if the seeds are
Being put out, man. Rebellion cannot go on forever. We say this all the time. We can't continue to live like this, man.
How Shine himself said it. He's like, if the days weren't shortened for the elect's sake, there would be no flesh to be saved, man. Life is suffering under Esau and Edom's rule, man. Which is why we're so fervent with pushing out how this kingdom is wicked, man. And how we need a savior, which we have a savior, which is Yahweh Shah, that's going to come back and make things right, man.
Psalm chapter 72 and verse 1. Give the king thy judgments, O power, and thy righteousness unto the king's son. He shall judge thy people with righteousness, and thy poor with judgment. The mountains shall bring peace to the people, and the little hills by righteousness. So going into that establishment of order, man. Right? The government of Israel is going to be bringing peace to the earth. It says, He shall judge the poor of the people. He shall save the children of the needy, and shall break in pieces the oppressor. And that's what we're watching take place right now. Is this Edomite hegemony start to be destroyed? Right?
Like under his tutelage, you know, the earth is being destroyed, you know, and it's going into that example. So he saw
A year or two or whatever.
Ocean.
Like they've already.
That was made to filter that particular part of that water.
Grass, barbecue, oysters.
And in turn, in doing that, you know, if it rains, you know, it's coming back and it turns to like acid rain. You know, so he's doing this on, like all across the board. You know, so he has the earth completely out of order, out of whack.
Psalm 72 and verse 4. You shall judge the poor of the people. You shall save the children of the needy, and shall break in pieces the oppressor. They shall fear thee as long as the sun and moon endure, throughout all generations. He shall come down like rain upon the mown grass, as showers that water the earth. In his days shall the righteous flourish, and abundance of peace so long as the moon endure. It's going into that plenteousness again, man. Right? It's going to be an abundance of peace. It's going to be an abundance of life, man. Right? The world is finally going to be able to flourish in the way that it was designed to.
Isaiah 62 and finish out 4 again. Thou shalt no more be termed forsaken, neither shall thy land any more be termed desolate. Thou shalt be called Hezekiah, and thy land Beulah. For the Lord delighteth in thee, and thy land shall be married. For as a young man married a virgin, so shall thy sons marry thee. And as the bridegroom rejoices over the bride, so shall thy power rejoice over thee.
Because we're going to ultimately be able to serve the Lord how we're supposed to. You know, like here on this side, you know, rehearsing the righteous acts, you know, we can't fully do it because, like, you take, like, a sock, you know. We don't know if it's a unlimited plan, because we're rehearsing righteous acts, you know.
Yeah, and every day is a fight to serve the Lord, man, because your flesh is constantly striving with your spirit to go off, man. You gotta keep your body under subjection, which in the kingdom, like you said, we're gonna be able to serve the Lord the way He expects us to, man.
Just to add to your point about the defilement of your vessel, that they mix with the heathen, quite well aware of this.
What worked for me is that I go outside because everybody was on
your vessel as best as possible. The entertainment, the music, the food, the air you breathe, all of these various tactics.
Yeah, they subconsciously program you to go off, man. Like, you can't watch a fucking food commercial without some pork being advertised. And then these definitely went so far with they put pork in everything. You know? No, you brush it. You brush it
And your
too.
vice president.
The toothbrush got pork.
Yeah, he was
The
blindsided by
hairbrush-
it.
Oh, shit. It's wicked. Verse 6. Isaiah 62 and 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold thy peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
Yeah. I wanted to tie into marriage. There's a lot of that. Revelation 19 and 7, it says, let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him. For the marriage of the Lamb is come. Right? The marriage going basically into the us being perfected, being joined back to Yahweh Shai, receiving salvation. Right? That's all tied into the marriage, the wedding, you know. It says, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife had made herself ready. And that's what's going on right now with the Spirit of Yahweh Shai. We're trimming our lamps, repenting, examining ourselves, you know, preparing for the day of the Lord. Right. To be found without fault, without blemish, right? You know? Remember the Revelation 14 told us that the saints, they stood blameless before the throne. No guile, without spot. That's a big deal, man.
It's on,
right? And this is what we should be doing in the midst of this grace period.
Right.
Right?
Like we brought out earlier, where it said, awake, Jerusalem, put on thy beautiful garments, man. This truth is what's purifying us and taking all those defilements out of us. Yeah. So you got, like you said, you got to walk in the spirit so you don't fulfill the lust of the flesh.
Reading on, it says, let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to his wife that made herself ready. It says, verse 8, and to her is granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, which is basically going back to the doctrine, right? It says, the fine linen in white, For the fine linen is righteousness, and the saints also tied in to the victory. Right? Those that overcome should be clothed in white, Yahweh shall say. Right? It says, verse 9, it says, and he said unto me, right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. It said, blessed are they which are called to the marriage supper. So not only do you have to be called, you got to be called to the marriage supper. You know? You got to be invited, man. You got to be on the list. Yeah, that's crazy.
They try to come to the front.
Right.
Bouncing. I want to shoot.
Right. The Asian right there bouncing, you know?
All white part, you got black part.
Right.
That's funny. And accepting that call, like what he's just saying, is by the grace of Yahweh shot. That's something written. Revelation chapter 3, verse 17. Now we know this is Yahweh that's speaking. Because thou sayest, I am rich and increased with goods and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked. Okay?
And these celebrities too, right? These celebrities got the whole world they through. Right?
Look at this.
They the only
This
they
nigga
the
losing.
right there.
He's losing, bro. Hey, don't be surprised. He didn't have that remote network, man. And he just lost it. It's a $100 million. He turned that off the cash. He just lost, I think Sean John, they said,
I'm thinking about.
he a next one.
Stars of heaven fall. Not to go on a tangent, but a lot of these big name celebrities, they got to get side gigs now. and the thing is, and that's been coming out, and here it is, because of inflation, you know, they don't really want to put the money up in the mega mansions no more, so they got to get rid of them big $10 million, $12 million houses. A lot of shit going on. But that's come on, man.
So this nigga game, he was advertising like some little video game was. Also go ahead, download the app. Yo, use the referral game.
Hey, you got a lot of niggas load that podcast shit.
Yeah.
You know?
It's hard times.
Hey, you got that shit.
This is what Yahweh Shai goes on to say in verse 18, the point. Right? He said, I counsel you. Now, when you go into that word counsel, right, it goes into advise. The word is advising you to take heed to the word that he's saying based upon the verse that was just read. You don't understand your predicament isn't for your betterment in Babylon. If you don't have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The Lord is advising you to go down this road. He says, to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich. Speaking of the truth. And white.
Scripture says that wisdom is better than rubies.
Right.
Wisdom is far above rubies, man.
Right.
This is the greatest riches that you can have, man.
Look how this right, we are being tried right now. Because pursuant to Zechariah 13 and 9, right, that third is going to be brought through the fire.
And how are we being tried? Lord, he gave us the wisdom. Now he's saying what we're doing here. And you're seeing how a lot of these jakes, they're squandering the wisdom, the oil, man. You know? Like the parable of the five grapes. And these jakes are going to run out of that oil and they're going to come trying to seek it for us.
In white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear. Okay? Speaking of that holy covering, all right, having your sins blotted out, because you're going to be what? Found with the proper attire, all right, to be afforded the opportunity to make it into that wedding feast.
You gotta have on the right apparel. You can't be in the feast of the strange garment, right? That servant got tossed out. You know, so you gotta come with the correct knowledge. Come on, man.
Lastly, it says, and anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see. Okay? Having that spiritual foresight, understanding the things that are happening, the things that are playing out in real time, and what's going to come at the end. You know, that's that eye salve that this world obviously doesn't have, because again, as we see the fashion of this world is carrying on its folly. Right? But just wanted to ask that point because Quran had made mention on that white raiment.
Back to Isaiah 62 and verse 6. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem.
Which represents the prophets. Are you going to the word watchman? It's a Shamarim, all right? And essentially, the Shamarim was to save a life, all right? Because the advice of your brother was like, the Lord's advice is ultimately saving us out of the different dangers and perils are on the earth right now.
It says, we shall never hold their peace day nor night. He that makes mention of the Lord, keep not silent.
That's why these videos is going out. Day in, day out. All right, overdrive. So we camp on Saturday. All right, edification going out daily. You know.
And give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. The Lord hath sworn by his right hand and by the arm of his strength.
Can we get Zephaniah 3:19?
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3 and verse 19. It reads, Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict you, and I will save her that halted.
And that's the healing. Right? That's what we talked about. The Lord is going to undo all that afflict us. He's going to take the curses from us. He's going to remove that burden.
And gather her that was driven out.
Because the whole nation was driven out of the Holy Land. Northern and Southern Kingdom. When we put back together, Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, that's it.
You may have James listening to people that want to go to the Holy Land now. You have to understand that verse 19 it says, at that time I will. This is all of yours. Exactly.
That's why the Lord put the little Amalekites to kick out.
Exactly. Now they're going to fight for something.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe some Jakes got hit out there. If I'm not mistaken. Some of the Jakes that were scattered out there.
I don't be surprised.
They just
And at the end of the day, when you join, or when you go there, they force you to join the military anyway. So, hey, y'all should never went over in the first place, man.
Verse 19 in the latter, and I will give them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame.
Isaiah 62 and 7, it says, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
So essentially this word is going to go out until the kingdom. And ultimately until we're saved out of American Babylon the Great.
And I'm going to say this, not to cut you off, but small hats for 40 years, they ain't getting no praise of it. They hate it.
They hate it more than ever.
They get smeared, they got chants on it. You know, really despise it.
That's everywhere, not just in the land, that's talking about everywhere. Over in South Africa, they talking about kill the boar. Boar goes back to the small hats that migrated over there during the gold rush in South Africa. You know, the small hats over here. Everybody's mad at these niggas, man. It says, verse 8, Lord has sworn by his right hand and by his arm of his strength, surely I will no more give thy corn to be meat for thy enemies, and the sons of the stranger shall not drink thy wine.
Right, can we get Deuteronomy 28, 18, and then Psalm 92 and 12, verse 14?
Because just like now, back in the days, Jake labored, he didn't reap none of those benefits. Just like now, you're a debt slave, you labor for these major companies, you ain't reaping benefits.
No, even when you set up, all these jakes that's rich living their dreams, you still giving back to Esau. You ain't able to enjoy that fame and that riches like you want to.
Kanye is a clear-cut example. Kanye is amounts of billions of dollars.
He killed his mother.
He made one statement about the small hats, lost billions.
One that now.
We get that. So Deuteronomy 28, and I'll start at 16. It reads, cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
That's why you got the city, you know, when you look at, what they call it, inner city. When you, could you get, inner city. You know, because when you look at that, you know, pretty much it's plagued with economic woes, social woes.
Yeah, that's mostly not conducive to life. You're supposed to actually be out in the country. You know, that country life is actually beneficial for you. You have everything you need out there.
Definition of inner city in the Free Dictionary it says a central and usually older part of a city, densely populated, often deteriorating, and inhabited mainly by the poor.
Right, so you got the hood, you got the ghetto. You do the ghetto, that goes to the place where the Jews reside. You go to Body, it's advantage. That's what the Northern Kingdom is.
Well, but it's in that corner, man. That's what we're talking about, man. At the bottom of the bottom.
Right. The small hats will take that definition and try to apply it to themselves. They say they live in together notes. You have your own city. You have your whole dominion amongst the city. To where you have your own structure. You have your own schools. Your own. You work for each other. Your families are raised up. You have your own community. You don't deal outside of the other nations until you need money from them. You know, everybody eventually gives their money to them.
Deuteronomy 32:26. I said I would scatter them into corners, right? And that's the lowest state that we can put in due to the curses being at the bottom. Right? Like the brother said, the inner cities, the hoods and slums, right? Where the environment is nothing but violence and fucking, decay, immorality. You see? It says, I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men, and that's what happened. We're brought over here. Ships. We had our heritage removed, beaten out of us, called by another name.
Exactly, they're dead. Yeah, they had pretty much the whole American American, and then over time, after the South Plains, they slowly got pushed off into the certain corners right now. Now, you don't look at them as being, Israelites. They just look
Deuteronomy 28, verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Right, and the field represents the world. If you look at Israelites everywhere, on the bottom. If you look at times in history, they had a caste called that in India. I can't remember the caste system. Pretty much they was Jake. They pretty.
Yeah, it's called the Dalit.
Yeah, the Dalit means from right. Yeah. So essentially, anywhere in the world, we're first people.
Verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
I can make a point real quick on that too. It shows you that Jake, that they had their own form of rebellion, like over here with the civil rights movement. They had it over there in India. It shows that.
Deuteronomy 28:17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
The basket is pretty much going into your wallet, your money. You never have the money pursuant to Haggai 1:5 or 6. 1:6, bag your holes in. Jake constantly got bills.
Financial instability, man. That's Jake's Achilles heel.
Yeah, Drake is the most disenfranchised and financially illiterate out of all the people on earth.
They can borrow money from one credit line to pay another credit line. That's not bad.
That's it.
Deuteronomy 28:18.
That's why the system is the pit, man.
Yeah.
It's the trap. It's Esau constructed a whole system to keep Jacob in perpetual sin and oppression, man. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 18. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land.
Man, your body, your kids, your body's literally finished. What you own, you really don't own nothing.
The increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep.
Right. Going back to where it says Isaiah 62:8, it says, surely I will no more give thy corn to be meat for the enemy, for thine enemy, and the sons of the stranger shall not drink of thy wine, for the which thou hast labored, which pretty much goes into that abundance. We're not going to get the stuff that we labor for, we're actually going to reap the benefits of. That's it.
Yeah, Jake's going to have wealth. Jake's going to own the earth. He's going to rule over the heathen.
Isaiah 60, it said the nations are going to be bringing us leverage. Our gates are going to be continually open. Isaiah 62:9. But they that have gathered it shall eat it, and praise the Lord. And they that have brought it together shall drink it in the courts of my Lord. Isaiah 62:9. They that have gathered it shall eat it, and praise the Lord. And they that have brought it together shall drink it in the court of my holy.
The Psalms chapter 92 and verse 12. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon.
That cedar of Lebanon is like to stats for eminence, but to where you got a superiority and you also have resources, control over the resources. Like the brother mentioned, all the nations are going to pretty much be tributaries. They're going to bring us a message they got.
Verse 13. Those that be planted in the house of the Lord Yahweh shall flourish in the course of our power.
Right, they said those that be planted, because in order to be planted, somebody got to do it. It's the Lord that's going to do it. You know, not like the ancient Sakari. And the president Sakari, it's not going to be any carnal beings. That's going to be through the Spirit.
Verse 14. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing.
Going back to Isaiah 62 and verse 2 said a new name. Because all of that's going to come with that new name, the restoration, the restorement of us as a people. You know, what do they call it? Reparation. You know, that's the true reparation.
1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 9. For we are laborers together with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. He are Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's husbandry. He are Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's building.
We are all laborers together, man. Brothers out here that do work. You know?
So the husbandry, because we're planting that seed of husbandry back into the earth.
Now I wanted to just get that definition of husbandry. It says the care, cultivation, and breeding of crops and animals and crops. Right? We have read in Psalm 92. Right? That those that be planted in the house of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Right? And as the Quran has said, they're speaking of the elect. Right? Being cultivated, right? Being nourished.
Yes. Don't stay on this. Walk back to righteousness. That's the cultivation. Right? That's how the Lord cultivates. Right? He gave us the way.
Isaiah 62 and 10. Go through the gates. Prepare you the way of the people. Cast up.
And that's what's going on now. That's by the way of the prophets. What are they doing? They're making way for Yahushua. This truth. They're already in the Lord. You know, it's like almost like we're making that pathway, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Cast up the highway. Gather out the stones.
And read that in NLT too.
It says, lift up a standard for the people.
Lift up a standard for the people. Hey, the standard is the word, man. And through that standard, we're showing our people the elect. All right? The hope for 1/3 out there, the way to go. This is the way to walk the inner side.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and 2. Lift ye up a banner upon a high mountain.
I wish that word banner goes into the same thing as the standard, you know, a incident, a flag post, something that the troops can rally to, you know, for safety. It's a safety.
Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the noble.
Right, which goes back to the part where it said, prepare ye the way of the people.
That's fine.
Because the scripture said, I think it's in Isaiah 30, you should hear a voice behind you, whether you turn to the right or left. You know, say,
This is where you want to be.
This is the book of Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers.
which goes back to Isaiah 62, I believe, verse 6. I said, watchmen become thy walls. All right, walls is protection. All right.
And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it, when you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left.
Right, that's why I said, prepare ye the way. All right, that's that way.
Can I read a little bit more? Verse 22. Ye shall defile also the covering of thy graven images of silver, and the ornament of thy molten images of gold.
And that's what happened. Once the Lord opened our minds back up, got rid of the idols, came out of the church, stopped eating pork, crab, lobster, shrimp, stopped celebrating these wicked-ass pagan holidays, stopped getting lineups,
Stop cutting our beards off.
stopped cutting our beards off, shaping it up. You know, it all tied into that. We put away all that.
Thou shalt cast them away as a mistress cloth.
Yeah, it was like a filthy mistress cloth. You don't need to get into detail. Go ahead.
Thou shalt say unto it, get thee hence.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happens, man. Lord put that spirit, and the Lord put the spirit upon you, and you become a new man. You know?
Look at Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 1. Doth not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth her voice?
As I say that wisdom cries without, all right, going to the men of the Lord. We get chapter 6 and chapter 8.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 1, and verse 69. I'll start at verse 68. Blessed be the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, power of Israel. For he hath visited and redeemed his people. He hath raised up an horn.
Going back to this, he has visited and redeemed his people. Right, the redemption. Going back when Mashiach returns to see, but then visited, you go to Jeremiah, talks about how the false prophets visit the people with the true wisdom out there understanding. So the Lord has returned the spirit, right, the knowledge to his men.
And hath raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began.
Right, that's how wisdom is crying without. That's how wisdom is
Proverbs 8:1. Doth wisdom not cry, but doth not wisdom cry, understanding put forth her voice?
All right, that's how understanding is taken forth from her voice. All right, the service of prophets.
Luke 1 and 71. That we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us.
Ultimately, the word will frees us. Ultimately, I believe it's a scripture that goes into that.
Proverbs 8 verse 2. She standeth in the top of high places.
All right, in the chief place of confidence, you know.
By the way, in the places of the paths. She crieth at the gates, at the entry of the city, at the coming in at the doors. Unto you, O men, I call.
But
my voice is to the sons of man.
Right, so this wisdom is going out, all right, in the busiest places of the city. You know, you can't go specifically just to the hood because every type of Jake is in the main parts of the city. And everybody comes to the chief place of confidence.
Niggas come out the hood.
No, I'm not saying that it's not Jake that, like you said, come out the hood. That's what the scripture says, go to the chief place of confidence.
The excerpt out of the Manners and Customs of the Bible reads the city watchmen. It says there were not only watchmen stationed on the walls to guard against approaching enemies, but there were others whose duty it was to patrol the streets of the city and preserve order. There are such cities today, and all persons found abroad after certain hours of the night, arresting those that are not able to give good account of themselves, and sometimes subjecting them to rough treatment.
But that's not like peacekeepers. That's ultimately what the elect is, man. We're the true peacekeepers of the earth. Through the elect, all right, the rest of Israel will be brought back, and we'll all be peacekeepers for the whole earth and kingdom. Isaiah chapter 62, verse 11. Behold, the Lord hath proclaimed unto the end of the world. Say ye to the daughter of Zion.
And this word is going out to the end of the world, man. That's you, the unicorn, the internet. Right? Go ahead.
Say ye to the daughter of Zion, behold, thy salvation cometh. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him, and they shall call them.
So much. We saw to Romans 13 chapter, but in the 11th verse on down, you know, it goes to the salvation of the elect, you know, pretty much putting off the ways of the world, you know, because salvation is nearer than when we believe, you know. Every day we wake up, you know, we're closer to salvation. We did, it was Romans 10 and 18, and after that, Matthew.
In fact, I'll start up at 16. Romans 10 and 16. but they have not all obeyed the gospel. For Isaiah saith, Lord, who hath believed our report? So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Verse 18, but I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world.
This word has run out. It's continuing to go. See, up until the family of the word. It's not going to be super accessible like it is now.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
Right. So this gospel has gone out. So the good news. All right, the good news going into that we be saved out of this particular predicament that we're in. So sin that keep going off the Lord.
We there now. Esau's ready to take it all the way there now. It's coming with the full blown oppression and draconian laws. This beast system now. You got to verify your identity on every goddamn thing. You know, embedding the technology in your body. You see what I'm saying? You know, the MOTV, a new system of buying and selling, all that. Your life is gonna be hell.
Isaiah 62, verse 11. Behold, the Lord hath proclaimed unto the end of the world, say ye to the daughter of Zion, behold, thy salvation cometh, behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. And they shall call them the holy people, the redeemer of the Lord. That shall be called Zion, a city not forsaken.
Right. City not forsaken. Because he put it in Romans 11 verse 2. Because ultimately, the thing of the Lord is going to restore us as a nation, restore us, prepare us.
It's the book of Romans chapter 11 and verse 2. And the header of this chapter is God's mercy on Israel. Romans 11 and 2. Yahweh hath not cast away his people which he foreknew. What ye not, what the scripture saith of Isaiah.
So the Lord never got rid of us as a people. We were pretty much spread out to the four corners of the earth, you see, but the Lord never got rid of us as a people. The Lord has always been dealing with the nation of Israel, because all other nations are like unto spittle.
How he maketh intercession to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua against Israel, saying, Lord, they have killed thy prophets and dig down thine altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. Verse 4. But what he said in the answer of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to him, I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal.
Right here, verse 12 is going into the elect, right? Because the Lord has always been right?
Verse Romans 11 and 5. Even so then at this present time, also there is a remnant according to the election of grace.
Right. And going to the elect. Like those going to redeem the nation, but it's with the elect, essentially.
The elect is when turning back into the Lord and forsaking the ways of Esau and Babylon the Great.
That's happening in repentance.
Isaiah 30 and 20.
Can I get something right fast? Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 9. Get straight to the point. Except the Lord Yahweh of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. Yes, that's it. No, I just wanted to, I saw that one. Break down. Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 1. The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord Yahweh hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me.
Ultimately going into the set, nourish and brought up children, because the Lord has always made sure that this is to his people. All right, and also going into and gave us the law, statutes, and commandments.
Way that was good to us. Verse 3, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider.
Going to consider, ultimately, it goes into the Hebrew word yadai, which means to know or to actually recollect, you know, actually, can we get that word? Recollect?
To add to what you were saying, bro, it named those two animals, so they were two of the most strong animals in the planet. So they know who are feed close to them. When you got our people, they look at Buddha, Jesus, you know,
I wanted to get him in this.
Hindu God, Shiva, all these different gods. They don't know who that God is.
Those animals they consider their master. They know their master on the scene. Jacob ain't gonna consider it until death comes in.
Yeah.
All right, until the trouble, like the mother said, when these hunger pains really start to hit, we're talking about the famines, no more internet, the change in the use of money. You know, when shit is real out, you know, that's when Jake won't really want to consider, but it's too late.
If I can add to that point, these guys, as the scriptures tell us, are no gods. They're only able to really thrive within a system that's based upon idol worship, because it's not real.
Because what it is they're all go back to Satan.
Yes.
They're Satan called under different names.
Exactly.
You know? Because like you just said, these different gods, a lot of people call gods, they're nothing more than idols. Like the scriptures say, the gods of the nations are idols.
Yes.
You know? So what you just said, Jake will have to find out the hard way. Like it said, what's that, Judges 10:13, about how the Lord said, go climb to them gods and see if they can save you. And y'all help break loose, man.
I can grab it right quick.
Mark the shout. Hey, our people will have to, like you said, like you said, our people will have to find out the hard way, man. Hey, Jesus been looking down, watching you get your ass kicked for a fucking year, for hundreds of years now. When you gonna find out that nigga don't exist? And furthermore, how you gonna call on a guy that's the same color as your oppressor? That makes no sense, man.
This is the book of Judges, chapter 10 and verse 13. Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods. Wherefore I will deliver you no more.
Right.
Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen.
Right.
Let them deliver you in the time of your
Hey,
tribulation.
you know what's so funny? They're getting bombed over there so bad. A lot of those Palestinians, those Muslims, they convert to Christianity.
Hey, but they did that whenever the event happened. Remember, Mecca was pretty out. It's like shit, they supposed to be there. Then you had Elon, during the lockdown, they said that you had all of Edomites throwing their items in the street and ran over by speedboats, man.
People are finding out.
The guys ain't real, man. But you got our people that have the true living God in their corner. They're like, nah, I'm gonna worship the other guys. Hey, they always said that same in the world. The grass ain't green on the side, man. They gotta find it out.
Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 4. All sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward.
Right. If you go to Jeremiah 3 and 6, it talks about how Israel has put up every green tree, every high hill, roughly paraphrasing. That word, it says, I believe it was a word for forsaken, but it goes into rebellion, which is shy, all right? It's pretty much, Jake has rebelled constantly, 2/3. Jeremiah 5.
Yeah, and it said that Jake gone away backwards, right? Because dealing with the culture of so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, Hispanics, nothing about their culture or whatever they subscribe to is righteousness. Has nothing to do with the Lord. You know, and that's why people are in this destructive state that they're in. You know?
Jeremiah chapter 5 and verse 28. They are waxing fat, they shine. Yeah, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper.
Yeah, Jake out here, there's no water in them today. They said they overpass the deeds of the wicked. Said they could do anything for some clout, for some likes, for some views, to get noticed. No integrity, man. You know, our people are out of there, man. You know, we talking about all the tribes, man. All right? So-called Negro Latino Native American Hispanic. Right? You know, it's like the Lord's people is like on full display right now, and being a whore. Right? You know?
Just like today. Hey, you got our people straight up whore on the internet.
Yeah.
Straight up, Father.
So Jeremiah 14, verse 10. Thus saith the Lord unto his people, thus that have their love to wander, they have not refrained their feet.
It said they love to wander. Jake loved to wander. Jake is a super Christian Muslim / atheist, right? With a little bit of Kemet on the side.
Yo, hold up.
You know what I'm saying?
Remember that chick that walked past camp? The bug out, he was like, yo, you gotta make sure that you worship God, Allah, and I said, God. That nigga was fucking his head up.
They love it, but Jake loved to wander. You know, Jake is all into whatever's trending, whatever's in. You know, madness, man.
Jeremiah 14:10. Thus saith the Lord unto this people, thus have they loved to wander, they have not refrained their feet. Therefore the Lord doth not accept them.
Yep.
He will now remember their iniquity and visit their sins.
In the times right now where the Lord is preparing to visit Israel, all these wickedness that is done, Jacob's trouble.
Jake been getting off like crazy. All type of horrific judgment.
Going back to the precept we put out earlier in the lesson, Psalm 119, verse 126, it's time for these Lord to work.
Right.
I want to get a little more here in Jeremiah 5. Jeremiah 5:28 in the latter. And the right of the needy do they not judge. Verse 29, shall I not visit these things? Saith the Lord Yahweh. Shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this?
The Lord told you in Ezekiel the 7th chapter that he was going to visit you for your abomination. That whole chapter is going into the judgment of Israel. You know, but you can apply it to these current times we're living in as well. See?
Jumping back to Isaiah chapter 1 and 5. Why should ye be stricken any more? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart faint.
Right? The head represents Judah, right? That's the part. The whole nation, you know, is sick. You know, it needed healing.
So speak on the foot in verse 6.
It says, why should they be stricken anymore? They will revolt more and more. And that's essentially because Jake has a super resilient spirit. So there's got that resilient spirit, you know, pursuant to the example, you know, you went to the jail, you know, Jake get comfortable in jail. He got TV, a commissary, make a little tattoo gun.
Jake ain't good. Jake ain't complacent in all the wrong ways. It's like that zeal that Jake has to persevere gets misplaced. And it gets used in a sense of wickedness.
A good example that you have with they say like with fleas. You know, they say a flea can hop about like 40 feet in the air. They say if you put a flea, I might be off the dump. But anyway, it's on the height. If you put a flea in a jar, it goes to the lid. It goes to the lid, and then that flea will only jump as far as that lid when you take it out. And that's pretty much our people, man. That's it, yeah.
This is Isaiah 1 and verse 6. From the sole of the foot even unto the head there is no soundness.
And word soundness goes back to you know, pretty much health. You know, what ultimately brings the health is the scriptures.
That's what happened. That's what happened to us when we were disconnected from Yahweh Shai. This is the result. What you see today, right? Remember Jeremiah 2 and 21 said, "We went from a noble, holy, right seed, a noble vine unto me, to a degenerate plant unto the Lord." Right? So we're in the midst of nothing but degeneracy, abomination, Jake, completely backwards. Right? Hey, niggas are at their worst. We see niggas smoking out.
He's not. Oh my god! I was in a meeting. I just told Brian Jacob he's hot. He said, "You can't
right?
do that."
Black woman got her ass all over the internet. She's being glorified for it.
No, one of the times when a nigga just being exposed to doing those, nobody cares.
all this talk with these fucking prominent Judite men being on the DL and shit. Will Smith, all that madness.
Everybody got the eye.
You know, that's some bullshit, man. Diddy.
But you know what they will bat an eye at is righteousness. I'll show you how warped what the scriptures say about that sickness, man. That's a sick mind. For you to think that this way of living is okay. As the old heads would say, it's a sickness. They will outright tell you got a mental disease. Continuing on, matter of fact, if I may get a quick precept on that soundness. Matter of fact, I'll grab it after finishing the latter of verse 6. Isaiah 1 and 6. But wounds and bruises and petrifying sores.
That's the curses, man. That's the condition that our people are in the spirit, man. They said wounds, petrifying sores, man. You look at the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Hispanic. He's finished. You know?
If I can add to that, right? You all remember that feeling of how we were before we got this truth. Like you felt that cut. You like, damn, like this shit ain't right. Like something isn't right. I can't figure out what it is because it's spirit. It's the spirit. You're not whole. You're leaking.
That's why scriptures say, for the brother give Romans 11, I think it's verse 6. You always in that spirit of searching. Or the word was not even searching.
Romans 11. Romans 11 and 7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which is seen before?
Pretty much, every Jake knows that there's a higher power. So every Jake is searching, whether that is, Islam, or whatever Jake is into.
But the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Ultimately, the elect is going to obtain, salvation, understanding the scriptures. All right, 2/3 is going to be blinded.
It's true. It's the true frequency, man. It's the right to it. Take it all into that slow.
Romans 11 and 7 in the NLT. So this is the situation. Most of the people of Israel have not found the favor of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. They are looking for some earnestly. A few have the one of the Most High have chosen, but the hearts of the rest were hard.
Yeah, exactly. That's why when you're dealing with an individual that doesn't necessarily know the truth, they're usually like combative, and they'll tell you that, look, God knows my heart. I have my truth. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of, because it said what it said, their minds were hardened. It also tells you in the scripture that your conscience has been seared with a hot iron. Right? So, really, Jacob's stuck in his ways. You know what I'm saying? Whatever Jacob's going to believe in, that's what it is. It's like you're not going to change it.
To that spirit.
Yeah.
As soon as Isaiah 6 and 9, you got that angel that's blocking everybody, closing up the ears, holding their eyes, where they can't see or hear this one.
Exactly. When a person's like that, it's usually, there's no reasoning with that person. You can't reason with an individual like that because, like Christians, exactly, like Christians, they don't want to hear the precepts and the breakdowns. You can't reason with them. Their mind is made up already.
Their mind was literally programmed to where they're not going to deviate from this farce that they find themselves worshiping and living and believing to actually find the truth. Because the Lord don't want them in that.
This is the book of 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaks expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
Yeah, like the niggas that was talking about the Lord named Grandpa the Mall. With a barbaro and a pack of menthol. That shit was crazy. But the Lord gave us an example of that. And if someone depart from faith, they give heed to seducing doctrines and devils. Where the hell that come from? Now, earthly names and heavenly names. Jake was losing his mind. He is losing his mind. Go ahead.
Speaking lies with hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron.
Right, having their conscience seared with a hot iron, man. You got that you got that demon pretty much embedded in you. You stuck in your ways. You gonna believe until the missiles drop that God loves everybody. That's how the Lord got you programmed, right? You gonna believe that everybody can make it on earth, all right? When those missiles hit, right?
That concept doesn't make sense. If God loves everybody, why do you think God? Why is there in hell for me?
God got to set the laws. And you break them. You don't repent. You don't acknowledge your offense.
But the law, to them, the law doesn't hold it.
But if God loves everybody, why do you think it?
Great question. Yeah. Isaiah chapter 1 and 6 in the letter. But wounds and bruises and petrifying sores, they have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment.
Man, that's heavy, man. That shows you that the other doctrines and philosophies leave Jake wounded, man. They leave him, they leave him gashes still open on him.
That's why you said it's Jacob played fucking religion patty cake. They one thing today, the next day they another thing. Because when they do my scripture for that word ointment, it says oil. So they don't have that healing on it. I can get another reason to go on with that verse. Hosea chapter 6 and 1. Come and let us return unto the Lord Yahweh, for he hath torn, and he will heal us. He hath smitten, and he will bind us up. And that's the point. Now, Jake has to come to the premise of the fact that they were the ones that broke the covenant that they established with Yahweh Ba'al Shai. And in turn for that, they were subjected to curses that they can't break unless they turn back from the ways that they find themselves going in. Okay? And the only power that can heal you is Yahweh Ba'al Shai, because he's the one that, as it said, had torn you and smitten you. He got the remedy for your pain that he laid on your ass. And until you get that healing from him, you're going to stay in that position of being sick.
And the Lord is so cold with it, it tells you in Hosea 5:15, he's waiting for you to come to him. You know? And like you said, Jake doesn't want to acknowledge the fact that it was on us. And that we went off, man. They think the Lord was just waiting and he doing his righteous. No. We moved the Lord to anger, like I said in the book before.
Showing you the nasty ass pride of our people. You'll have people that they'll be like, I can't serve a God that would do that. Nigga, you the one that caused the problems.
But that's like with the women of today. The women of today get caught in bullshit and then try to make it like it's your fault.
Right. Gaslight.
She got caught cheating. Well, you drove me into his arms. You would never know this, you was off. Like Joe Smith wanted. That's deep, man.
I got something real quick. Isaiah 43:28, it says, therefore, I have profaned the princes of the centuries, and have given Jacob to the curse, and Israel to the reproaches. Man, so the Lord did this, man. He said he says, I have profaned the princes of the sanctuary, man. That's the people. It says, and have given Jacob to the curse and Israel to reproaches. We're in a time now where this is the time where we're repenting and we're coming back to Yahweh Shai, right? We're confessing our sins, acknowledging our offense, calling on Yahweh Shai.
Jumping back to that Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 7. Your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. Your land, strangers devour it in your presence, and it is desolate as overthrown by strangers.
That's the heathen in that land. Amalek was Esau, Ishmael, Nohan, Elam,
Everybody but us.
Esther chapter 8 and verse 6, it reads, For how can I endure to see the evil that shall come unto my people? Or how can I endure to see the destruction of my kindred?
That's essentially the estate of the nation right now. Where Jake doesn't even care. That's why it goes back to this point right here. It says your country is desolate, your cities are burned with fire, your land strangers devoured, and your presence. You see, so Esau, these heathen, is doing it in Jake's presence. He don't even bat an eye at it. He doesn't consider it. Going back to the third verse,
These devils have the biggest gay parade ever in the world in their land. You don't know how everybody gets through. Our people are disconnected.
They're caught up in that this is it. This is all they see. Isaiah chapter 1 and 8. And the daughter of Zion is left as a cottage in a vineyard, as a lodge in a garden of cucumbers, as a besieged city. Except the Lord Yahweh of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant. We should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
The Lord didn't leave a remnant on the elect. So ultimately we would be destroyed. When you go into the word Sodom, it's Sodom, which means burning. All right, they was burning with lust, and they also was burned, the iron. And then also Gomorrah, like Imarah, I can't remember what that goes into, but pretty much both of those cities was destroyed.
Yeah, the importance of the remnant, the elect, is crucial. He said we would have been like Sodom and Gomorrah, and look how that applies today. If there was no remnant now, we would be like you see this shit in the world.
Everybody be gay.
I got it right here. This is the word for Imarah or Gomorrah. 8:16-17, it says Gomorrah submersion, which it was submerged in fire. You know? Yep.
Wickedness brought fire. In this time.
What do you do?
It says, Sodom and Gomorrah, it would be better, you know, for Abraham and Sodom and Gomorrah. It's very funny. Another one said that Sodom and Gomorrah was an example of what not to be like that. And the Lord, let you know, he rained fire down from heaven, man. Destroyed that land. Alright? Same thing what happened with, look at what happened to Pompeii. They call Pompeii Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. The Lord rained fire down from heaven, that volcano. You know, so we're looking to America not on the way, not to go out the same way.
So it's referred to America, Babylon the Great, Revelation 11. That's spiritual Sodom.
Come on, man.
That's a forewarning of the judgment that's to come.
And let's give you an example how this is spiritual Sodom. No people learn so much that does, they want to get so much. So, I also have a way to hate them. You know, but they say he's going to do worse to him than what they're going to do to the angels, man. They were trying to beat his door down, man. And what's the pride of that? When Barack Obama passed the okay for all states to allow marriage, they put out a newspaper article that said that God, they demanded an apology from God for what he did to something.
Right. Some more about the Lucas place. Psalms 58, Psalms 58:7. It says, "Let them melt away as waters which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces." Man, that's what the missiles going to do, man, to this place. Verse 8. Exactly, it says verse 8. Psalms 58, verse 8, it says, "As a snail which melted," it's like as a snail which melted, "let every one of them pass away, like the untimely birth of a woman that may not see the sun." You know? So it's pretty much it's a done deal.
America's greatest fear.
Yeah. Shalom.